Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. Simone here, and today I'm going to be doing a start of a kind of a new series, and that is top 5 TBR. So basically my plan is to talk about the top 5 of a certain genre from my TBR. So as you know, all of the books that I have on my shelves I've not read, apart from the ones on the very top shelf, like above the shelf, because they're the ones I'm in the process of unhauling or whatever, because I've read them. So basically I'm going to pick a genre each time, and I'm going to basically talk to you about the top 5 books from my TBR in that genre. So I'm very excited. I'm hoping that it sort of inspires me to pick up some of these books quite soon, but obviously who knows when that'll happen. But I've basically decided to start as I mean to go on, and I've decided to start with psychological thriller because it's one of my favourite genres, and yeah, I love to, I want to really figure out which ones on my shelf I need to read, which ones I need to really get to. I'm going to start with in no particular order. I'm just going to work my way through the 5 that I have that are on the kind of like highest rated, most popular list, I guess. So yeah, let's get started. So the very first one is The Widow by Fiona Barton. This one is one I've had for quite some time, and it follows, I believe, it's the woman who stands by the man who's been accused of being a monster, basically. So it says, we've all seen him, the man, the monster, staring from the front page of every newspaper, accused of a terrible crime. But what about her, the woman who grips his arm on the courtroom stairs, the wife who stands by him? So I think it follows a woman named Jean Taylor who has seemingly had a pretty ordinary life, and then she her husband Glenn gets accused of something, and he ends up on those front pages. He is the monster that is described, and I believe now at the beginning of this book he is dead. I don't know if he dies in prison or what happens, and now she has to come to terms with what she knows, and yeah, I think it's to do with that. As I said, I don't know too much about this one, but I feel like I haven't really heard loads of people talking about this, so if I'm honest, I was quite surprised this was one of the highest. Although saying that, I have read a lot of the kind of like really hyped ones, so maybe that's why. I'm really looking forward to that. I've heard it's got quite a good suspense in it, and it's also blabbed by C.L. Taylor and M.J. Arledge. I love C.L. Taylor, and M.J. Arledge is someone who I have a few of her books and I really want to get to. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to picking this one up, and I love this cover as well. So yeah, this could be a good one. Have you read this? What did you think of it? Next up is a book that I've really been wanting to get to for quite some time because I have read another book by this author. This one is Into the Water by Paula Hawkins. I think this is on one of my TBRs this year, or it might have been last year and I didn't get to it. But I was actually bought this by my work colleague, a friend and work colleague that I used to work with, and like I said, I've read The Girl on the Train by Paula Hawkins, which was one of my favourite books at the time of reading. Now I think about it, I'm not so sure about it, the Girl on the Train. But yeah, I'm really looking forward to picking this one up. I don't know a lot about it. As far as I know, it follows a girl named Jules who ignores her sister's phone call one day, and then her sister is found dead, supposedly having committed suicide by drowning herself. Supposedly having taken her life by drowning herself. And then I think Nell knows that her sister would never have jumped. Sorry, Jules knows that Nell would never have jumped. And yeah, it says it's the thriller of the year on the front, which is always a good sign. But yeah, looking forward to this. I wonder how I'll feel about this in comparison to the other one. Like I said, because I've kind of changed my mind a bit about that. I think this has got something to do with witches or something to do with that, like the Salem witch trials type thing. The only thing I will say is, as I'm like flicking through there, it says at the top I'm guessing it's the perspectives it's from, and there's a lot of names, so potentially this is quite a lot of characters in it. So yeah, no, it could be really interesting, and like I said, it's a book that I have been fascinated by, so I would love to find out how I feel about it. Next up is an author that I'm really unsure about, only because I've read 2 of her books and I've loved one and really didn't like the other, so I'm not really sure how I feel about the writing now. This one is In a Dark Dark Wood by Ruth Ware. I also have a book on my Kindle. I think it's The Turn of the Key, which I've heard really good things about, but this one is a book that I bought last year, I think, and like I said, at the time when I bought this, I hadn't read Woman in Cabin 10, and I really didn't like that one. I really liked The Lion Game though, so I'm not sure. This just says, Nora hasn't seen Claire, there's always a Claire, for 10 years, not since the day Nora walked out of her old life and never looked back. Until out of the blue, an invitation to Claire's hen party arrives. A weekend in a remote cottage, the perfect opportunity for Nora to reconnect with her best friend, to put the past behind her. But something goes wrong, very wrong. And as secrets and lies unravel out in the dark, dark wood, the past will finally catch up with Nora. This sounds terrifying. I love books that are set in like creepy situations. Like, I don't know, there's just something about that. Also, this is a really flat, floppy paperback, and I'm pretty sure this is this what they call deckled edges? You can't see it. I'm pretty sure that's deckled edges. Didn't know what that was before. Now I can feel what that is. Oh, look how flat, look at that. That's amazing. Yeah, don't really know too much about this specifically. I've heard a few people talk about it, but generally I just hear people talk about Ruth Ware. So yeah, I'm interested to see how I feel about her writing now I've loved and hated one, well, not hated, loved and disliked one of her books. So yes, we'll soon find out. Then number 4 is an author that I actually own 2 of her books. This is one of them, and I haven't read either of them, so I obviously need to do that. This one is The Couple Next Door by Shari Lapina. I believe I'm actually buddy reading this one in a few, I don't know which month. I think it's possibly April. It says the most talked about thriller of the year. It obviously wasn't out the same year as the other one, because otherwise they both sold the same thing. I know a little bit about this one. So this follows a couple who they have been invited to their neighbour's like dinner party, I think, and the neighbour has said that they don't want the couple to bring their newborn baby, because I think she's newborn, 6-month-old baby, because they don't want her to like cry and stuff at the dinner party. And so the husband says to the wife, it's okay, we'll leave her in the cot, we'll take the baby monitor, and we'll keep coming back every sort of half an hour to check on her, and they'll take it in turns. So then the mother goes back at one point and realizes that the daughter is missing, and it kind of is about that, I think. It says, what would you be capable of when pushed past your limit? So yeah, this sounds really interesting. It sounds terrifying, like actually terrifying, but I feel like there's probably a twist in there or something that, you know, we don't know about. So I'm interested, I'm excited, and yeah, again, I have, what was the other book I have by her? This is her debut apparently, and I have The Unwanted Guest, I think is the other one I own. It's over there somewhere. I can't see it now. But yeah, I'm interested in reading Shari Lapina because I've heard good things. And then the final one I feel like is a really kind of like hit and miss one. Like some people love it, some people hate it. So I'm really interested to find out which side I fall on. This is Behind Her Eyes by Sarah Pinborough. I think Sarah Pinborough in general is quite a like polarizing author. And this one says the most shocking ending you'll read all year. Wow, there we go. That's a claim. What does it say? I don't really know anything about this one. It says, Louise, since her husband walked out, Louise has made her son her world, supporting them both with her part-time job, but all that changes when she meets David. Young, successful and charming, Louise cannot believe a man like him would be attracted to her. That all comes to a grinding halt when she meets his wife, Adele. Beautiful, elegant and sweet, Louise's new friend seems perfect in every way. As she becomes obsessed by this flawless couple, she can't help but wonder, are they really this perfect? But only when Louise gets to know them both does she begin to see the cracks. So again, I know that I'm pretty sure, so I know Leanne has definitely told me before that she doesn't like Sarah Pinborough's writing. I think Nicole doesn't like her either. However, I was watching, what was I watching? I think I was watching Victoria, from what Victoria read. She definitely did a vlog at one point, and she listened to this on audiobook, and she really, really enjoyed it. But I know that she's had mixed feelings, I think, about Sarah Pinborough since then. So I'm interested to find out how I feel. This is a really cool cover. I really like it. But yeah, I'm interested. I think I might even own another Sarah Pinborough book somewhere. So possibly this is an author that I could read a couple of. But yeah, this one is apparently one of the most highly rated or most popular ones. So we'll soon find out how I feel about it. So there you are. Those are the 5 most popular / highest rated psychological thrillers that I have on my TBR. Let me know if you'd like me to do other genres. What other genres have you what are you interested in my thoughts on? And also let me know if you've read any of these and what you thought of them. I'm really excited. You know I love psychological thriller. It's one of my favourites, so these ones are definitely exciting to me. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and let me know what your favourite psychological thrillers are down below, and I'll see you next time for another video. Bye guys!